So all I ask is that you follow the instructions of the stewards and the police. I see there's a nice party atmosphere going on. Let's keep it that way. As far as I'm concerned, troublemakers are as bad as the extremists themselves. Okay, we have 1 or 2 speakers today. I'm not going to waste any more time. I know you're all waiting. Okay, some of you have travelled a long way. Big respect to the lads from Scotland. Big respect to the lads from down south at Reading and all that. Okay, and big respect to all those who will still be walking into the demo in about 15 minutes time. Okay, without any further ado, let me introduce Mr. Carrol. Thank you.
Thanks very much for showing up today, it means a lot. It's great to be here. A massive shout out to Telford, Shropshire and the United Midlands. Great organising, great commitment. Well done, that's all we can say. Give yourselves a round of applause. Massive. I'd just like to start today's proceedings with something that's extremely important. In the light of what's been happening lately in London, all over the country, in the riots, I witnessed a fantastic man, an unbelievable man, such a brave man. I watched him speaking on the telly of his tragic loss. He lost his son and 2 of his son's friends. They were run over by some murdering scumbags, ferals that were looting and rioting. This man was a Muslim man called Tariq Jan, who lost his son, Harun, in the most horrific of circumstances and basically come across his own son's body. It was horrific. Also, there was 2 other brothers that were killed, a Shazad Hussain and a Mustafa Hussain. It's a tragic, terrible incident, and our hearts go out to the families of all those concerned, and our condolences, and whatever side of the fence we may sit on, and whatever our beliefs. That man has lost his son, and that family have lost 2 of their sons, brothers, which is absolutely horrific. And I, for one, after watching him on the television, was absolutely choked at how stoic he was in the face of absolute his darkest hour. He lost his son and he's still called for peace and calm, and he still says, he maintains that he has no bad feeling towards the people that done it. What an incredible man. What a fantastic man. A great man. What a great Muslim. And he's a credit to the entire Muslim world. There was also another man called Richard Bowes. I'm sorry about this paper because I can't get this wrong. I've got to get the names right. But Richard Bowes, who was beaten to death. He was struck by certain individuals and he was left to die in the street next to a fire while they rampaged and pillaged and robbed, threw bricks and stones and bottles at the police. This poor man was lying on the floor dying and ended up dying. Now, for whatever we are, we support the police and we don't want to give them a hard time. They've been under incredible pressure, unbelievable pressure. Some of these boys and girls haven't been to bed for 4 days and nights. They're absolutely exhausted and they're being attacked by some of the most vile, hood-ratted scum that you can imagine, that are burning people out of their homes, are destroying people's businesses. They are an absolute disgrace for a pair of trainers and a couple of sweat tops. So what we're going to do here today, most importantly of all, is show them exactly how to do it, the process. If you have a problem in society or with your country or something that you're so upset about, you must go down the right channels. We're going to use democracy because that's what we are. If you've got a problem, peaceful process, right to assembly, no one's attacking the police, no one's breaking windows, no one's destroying people's livelihoods. We are not scum. And one thing we are definitely not is vile, Mr. Cameron. And we are definitely not sick, Mr. Cameron. sick about opposing Sharia law? What's sick and vile about opposing homophobia? What's sick and vile about being a patriot, English/British patriot? Nothing. What's vile is denying those people that are patriots and have genuine concerns for their children's futures the voice, the platform to raise those issues without being persecuted or condemned as racist and scum and vile. I'll tell you what's vile. In my eyes, what's vile is the two most important men in this country, David Cameron, our Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, the Mayor. What a chocolate teapot he is. While London was burning, while the country was in chaos, absolute civil unrest and breakdown of order, he couldn't get himself off the sunbed. And Boris Johnson, he couldn't do it either. And when they did make it back, they blamed the EDL. It's pathetic. Boris Johnson's walking around London waving a broom. He's never swept out his own kitchen. Absolute joke. Well, I've got news for you, Mr. Cameron. We're going nowhere, and all those MPs that are calling for us to be banned, you've got no chance. How are you going to ban a nation's people from being the nation's people, from being patriots? Never! Go on then. Right, today, everybody wanted to ban this demo because they're all saying, local councillors, the media, the local media, the national media, they're all demonising the EDL because we want to raise some issues that they don't want to talk about. Now, they did this under the guise of saying, these are sensitive times. Yeah? Tell us all about it. We know they're sensitive times. That's why we're still doing it. Because there's nothing more sensitive than 60 young white girls between 11 and 13 being systematically raped. Hey, lads, knock it on the head. Knock it on the head. Right? We got to do this right today. We've got to show them how it's done. Knock it on the head. Behave yourselves now. We're patriots, not idiots. Come on. Now these are issues that they don't want to talk about. They don't want to discuss the fact that our children are being systematically raped. Now they say about sensitive times. Okay, come back everybody. I'll go in and sort it out. There's always one. Hey, everybody back! Everybody back! Come on, boys and girls! If anybody's throwing anything at the police, then hand them over to the police. Right? That's not going to be tolerated. If you want to end up the town clown, you should have stayed at home. Alright? That's not what we're about. And if you've come here to do that, jog on. Right, now one thing else. There's a councillor in this town called Khalid Sahota. Now he wanted us to be banned. Now he wanted us to be banned under the guise of, this is what he said, is a quote, which is why I'm reading off a bit of paper. He said, the residents' security was a top priority. What more top priority can you have than the protection of 60 11 to 13-year-old young girls being raped, Mr. Khalid. Why don't you want to talk about that? You're supposed to be representing this city, this town, these people, and you're not even protecting their children. You're not even mentioning it. He went on to say, it is very important to listen to our Muslim community and what they are saying. They are going to be directly affected. Now, I'll tell you who's affected here. What about the mums and dads of the 60 children that have been directly affected because their girls have been raped systematically and pimped out? Now that is absolutely unbelievable for a person in the council, a leading councillor, to hark on about the residents' safety and about Muslim voice in this city when young children are being systematically pimped out and raped. Not his children, not Muslim children. Let's turn this round on its head. What do you think he would be saying if there were 60 11 to 13-year-old Muslim girls being systematically raped?
They want to kill us!
Do you think that he would be calling for a ban on a demonstration by the Muslim community? Not on your Nelly. So my message to Mr. Khalid is wake up and smell the coffee. You're living in a daydream world. And you're not representing the people of this town, this city. You're not representing anybody. You're looking after your own skin.
You're in denial!
And you're just so frightened of being called a racist because you want to talk about paedophiles raping and molesting local girls on a phenomenal scale.
Kill them all! Kill them!
Don't talk to us about broken windows and looting and rioting as the reason that you want this demo stopped because of what's been happening in London. You're having a laugh. You're joking. 60 young girls raped and abused. And that's just by one gang of 9 individual Muslim paedophiles.
Bring them Muslims to us!
They're not the only gang. There's multiple gangs operating, not only in this town and city, in cities and towns all over England. Now, if you want to call me a racist for wanting to bring this to the forefront and to talk about it and to stand up here and shout about it, fine. You can put racist across my forehead. Because if it stops one young 11-year-old girl getting raped, I'll pay the price.
Well done, Kevin!
Now there's another councillor. My God, there's some wrong ones in this council. Where do they come from? They must be the same school as the politicians, where to get the job, you have to go and have surgery and have your spine removed and replaced with a jellyfish. Through their lack of courage, our children are suffering, and they will not tackle the problem. The politicians on a local level and a national level. Now, David Cameron, if you want to call anybody vile, it's not the EDL. It's the members of the Islamic community that are raping our children. That is what I call sick and vile. And you better start addressing the issue. Now, Sean Davis is another councillor who was absolutely delighted, he said, at the fact that our march was banned. We're still here. Valid point, we're still here. Whether we've marched or not, our presence is here. Now, he said that the overwhelming majority of Telford, Shropshire, didn't want us here. Well, excuse me, I think you'll find the overwhelming majority want their children to be protected from paedophiles over a demonstration about paedophilia.
Well said, Kev!
The local press, the national press, our politicians, they have to step up to the plate. They have to. Their cowardice is absolutely unforgivable. We will never forgive them. Each and every day, some young child is being raped in some city or town by some paedophile Muslim gang. Even here today, there is a young lady in this audience that has been groomed and systematically abused. And she's asked me to give her name. Do you want me to give your name? Her name is Elaine Wilson. God bless her. It's a terrible thing. Absolutely terrible. Now, what I want to do now is I want everybody to adhere to this, because we have to show this man and their families absolute respect. No matter what we're against the ideology of Islam and what's going on, we're going to have a minute's silence and prayer for the 4 men, the 3 Muslim men and the elderly 67-year-old that were killed, murdered in Birmingham this week. So if you can join me in a minute's silence. Everybody, silence please. You must respect this man. This man is a fantastic man. If you've seen him on the telly, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's all bow our heads for a minute and have a silence. Thanks very much. Thank you very much. Yourselves a round of applause. God bless them. God bless them all. I just want to finish up, put a few shouts out. A massive shout out to the police. A round of applause. Fantastic job they do. An incredibly hard job. I should have done that silence at the beginning. Sorry, a little bit of passion took over me. Got into one. My apologies.
Don't say that about the Muslims and have a silence through.
Because they're dead. And they're just young lads. But we have a massive shout out to SDL that have travelled all the way down. God bless Chris Donald and his family. A massive shout out to all of you. Great turnout, fantastic for coming. You've done so well. And if we can all behave today and achieve this and show people how to demonstrate and protest peacefully and organised and leave this place with not a broken bottle, a broken window, no arrests, then we've achieved a massive thing for the respect of the children that have been abused. In their name, we have to do this. We owe it to them to make it right. We have to succeed. God bless all our troops serving in Afghanistan, all the boys and girls. Massive shout out to them. British Armed Forces are the best, without question. God save our Queen, and God bless each and every one of you. You're all patriots, and you make me so proud. I'm choking.
And we want Tommy!
And we all love Tommy Robinson! God bless him. Thanks very much, folks.
Thank you, Kevin Carroll.